What's up, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do an eyeshadow palette ranking. I have 14 different eyeshadow palettes sitting right here in front of me. I have created multiple looks with all of these. I have used every single shade in all of these palettes. I've tested them. I have my final thoughts and I'm ready to give you a review. So before we begin, every single palette that I mention in this video will be linked and listed down in the description box, assuming that it is available. Some of these may be discontinued. Some of them may be on back order or pre-order, but whatever it is, if I can link it, I will. Also, I did film this look. It is not one of these eyeshadow palettes, but this look will be live on my channel as a short and over on Instagram as a reel, but I will link and list everything that I'm wearing down in the description box. So if you're curious about anything in this video, that's where you need to check. All right, let's go ahead and jump into this ranking. Coming in at number 14 is the Kiss X Glamlight palette. This pains me to put it here. I really love Kiss. I love their music. I've listened to them since I was a kid. I love Glamlight. I was excited for this collection. And the color story in here is absolutely beautiful. I love the reds, the purples, the blues. The greens, however, are where I have issues. They patched up on me. They did not go on my lid smoothly. I had a hard time building up the shades. They just didn't want to perform, and I have other greens from the brand that are beautiful on my lid. Also, the shimmers in this palette are a little lackluster. They fall flat for me. They're not very shimmery. They're not very shiny. I don't need shift, but I just want something shiny, metallically, sparkly on my lid that's really going to give it a punch, and these did not do it. So unfortunately, I can't put this any higher if every shade in here does not perform. So that's why this one is coming in at number 14. Okay, coming in at number 13 is from Terra Moon Cosmetics. This is one of two different palettes that came out with the Lovers of the Sun collection. This is the Lunar palette, and this is beautiful. I was excited for it. I love the packaging. I love that we have a small curated color story. We have purples. The shimmers in here are absolutely beautiful. They're blinding, they're shifty, they're just sparkly on the lid. They're nice and smooth. We don't have any like chunkiness going on with them. But this was not my favorite from the duo. Unfortunately, this shade right here, which is called Amorous Rays, is very finicky. It doesn't always perform very well. Sometimes it goes on very patchy, sometimes the buildup isn't there, and it's not the easiest to work with. So unfortunately, out of the two, this is my least favorite, and it's coming in at number 13. Number 12 is going to be the Profusion Petal Perfect palette. Now, you're probably a little shocked to see this here, especially above Glamlight and Terra Moons, but let me tell you why. So whenever I reviewed this on my channel in my dedicated video, I had some issues with these blues. Now, once I kind of took the time, played with it a little bit more, I realized it was me and it's not the palette. I was trying to treat these more like I do my indie eyeshadows, where I can build them up, really get some depth, and you're not going to get that with this palette. So every shade in here does work. I don't have any issues with them as long as I don't try and build them up. The mattes in here are nice. They do go on very nicely. I don't have any patching. I don't have any grabbing, anything like that. No performance issues. There's just not a lot of depth. As far as the shimmers go, they're a little inconsistent. Some of them are a little like lackluster. Some of them are a little punchier. There are some beautiful ones in here. These two right here that look really dark and I was expecting to get a lot of depth with, they're toppers. So going back, if I had swatched this before I created the looks, I probably would have done it differently, but I wanted to go in blind and just kind of jump into it and play with them the way that I would. But keep that in mind. It is a nice palette. I do enjoy it. I think it's a really good one for spring, especially for the price point. You really can't beat it. And as long as you don't want a whole lot of depth and you just want like a light wash of color, this is a really good one. All right, coming in at number 11 and number 10, I'm going to kind of talk about these together, are the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes palettes. Now, the neutrals is going to fall at number 11 and the original one's going to fall at number 10. It just comes down to color story. They both have a beautiful formula in them, but the neutrals is a little bit more on the cool side, and I'm not a big cool tone girly. I tend to gravitate towards more warm tone shades, but these are nice. I do think that there's a little bit of color overlap in both, but it's going to happen whenever you get to neutral eyeshadows. So the quality is great in both of them. I do really enjoy them. I think that you're going to get really beautiful shades out of them. You're going to get consistency out of both of these. So that's kind of why I'm putting them there. If they had some shimmers in them, they would probably go up a little higher. I'm excited to see what else he comes out with in the future. Maybe he's going to come out with like some different shades, things like that. But these are nice. They will get used. I will reach for them. I just don't reach for a all matte palette very often, but the consistency is there, the formula is beautiful, and I do really like them. Coming in at number 9 is the Wander Beauty Trailblazer palette. I got this in my BoxyCharm last month in March, and this is really nice. I was impressed by the quality in here. The mattes are absolutely beautiful. They build up nicely. They blend together nicely. I don't get any patching. The shimmers in here are beautiful. This is a really nice neutral palette, but my issue with this is that there's one light shade and then we have 3 midtones as far as mattes go, and then when it comes to shimmer we have this beautiful green, we have kind of this purple mauvey shade, and then we have like 3 champagnes and a brown. So not my favorite color story in the whole world. You can get some absolutely beautiful looks. I do like the looks that I got with it. It's just not my favorite color story. If it had been maybe like this shade had been changed, or this one had a little bit more variation to the colors in here, it probably would have ranked a lot higher. Coming in at number 8 is the Twilight X Colourpop palette. Now this one has been in and out of stock. It's coming back again soon, but the color story in here, I like this. I really do. It's a little bit more like neutral leaning, but we have these pops of blues and these pops of greens, and they're more on that deep grungy side, which I love in a palette. This is a good Colourpop quality. This is not flaky. It's not powdery. They're buttery, they're soft, they go on beautifully. The shimmers in here are really pretty too, and that's where you're going to get a little bit more of your variance in your looks. But keep in mind that this shade right here, I think it's just that one. Nope. This shade and this shade, they are pressed glitters, but they're a good pressed glitter. I actually like the pressed glitter formula in a Colourpop now. Their old one, not so much, but they're not flaky. They are very soft. They come off nicely when you wash your face. I like this. I think it's a great color story. Is it my favorite color story? No, but I have definitely reached for this one more than the other palettes. Coming in at number 7 is the solar version of the Lovers of the Sun collection from Terra Moons, and this one is beautiful. I really enjoy the color story in here. For a little 6-pan palette, it has quite a punch. It's got a lot of variance in it. I think it was curated very well. It was really well thought out. The shimmers in here are so beautiful. They're metallic, they're shimmery, they go on smoothly, they don't crease, they don't flake off. I don't have any issues with them, and the mattes in here are really nice as well. It's not my favorite matte formula in the whole world. There's other ones that I enjoy more, but I didn't have any issues with these. They perform nicely. They all play together well. You can either create a look using all 3 and then throw on one of the shimmers, or you can just do one of these in the crease, throw on a shimmer, you're good to go. I like the versatility of this palette, and like I said, for a 6-pan, it throws quite a punch. Number 6 is the Ladybug Glow End of the Rainbow palette. This one is so cute. I really like this one. It's a little 9-pan palette. It came out for the Ice Cream Beauty box. It was in collaboration with them. This is like the last palette that we will probably ever get from Ladybug Glow, at least for a while, but it's good. I like the quality. Their mattes are fantastic. The shimmers in here are beautiful. The color story is interesting. You can definitely get a lot of different looks out of here. I don't have any issues. Like I said, the mattes, they build up beautifully. They blend out nicely. This is a really good palette. I enjoy it. I love it. And this shade right here in the middle, which one is this? Mesmerizing. Absolutely stunning on the lid. These are beautiful. They're flippy. I really enjoy this one. Okay, these next 5, This was hard. Actually, the next four. Number one, I already knew what it was, but the next four, I played with this a lot. I actually moved this one around a lot as well, but these are all really good palettes. Everything from Colourpop forward is really good, but I had to rank them. I had to put them somewhere. So let's go ahead and jump in with number 5, which is going to be the Glaminatrix Pretty in Pastels palette. Now, I really like this. I think it's beautiful. I like that we have the really lights, we have midtones, we have deeps, we have beautiful shimmers in here. I really enjoy the color story. Now, it is a pastel palette. I like pastels. I don't reach for them as often as I do other shades that you'll see going forward. And my other issue in here with this palette is that these two shades are very lightly pigmented. I can get some color payoff. I don't have any issues with them. They don't patch or anything like that. They're just a lot lighter than other pastels that I have in my collection, but I do really enjoy this one. I think it's well thought out. I like that we have these deep rose down here, and these pastel shimmers up here are colors that I don't have a lot of in my collection. So I really enjoy it. I like the brand. It's a great formula. It's a good curated down pastel palette if that's what you're looking for. Number 4 is the Danessa Myricks Groundwork Blooming Romance palette. Now, this one I absolutely love. I adore this. I adore the original Groundwork, but this is beautiful. I like the tones in here. This is perfect for spring. I've used it quite a bit. You can get an entire look out of this palette. You can do your cheeks, you can do your lips, you can do your eyes. Whatever you want to do, you can use this. The putty formula in here is absolutely beautiful. I mean pomade, not putty. The pomade formula in here is absolutely beautiful. It goes on so nicely. They're not overly pigmented. They build up really, really well. And I don't have any issues with them. The little pans are the powders, and those lay over top of the pomades really nicely. Again, no issues. I love the versatility of this palette. It does have a slight fragrance to it, but once you close the palette or you get it on your face, you can't smell it. But it's beautiful. I love it. I love the versatility of these. These are like workhorse palettes for me. I always have them sitting out and I use them in different fashions. They're great for travel. I really like this one, and I'm excited to see if she comes out with another Groundwork palette in different tones. Number 3 is the Nomad Cosmetics Ireland Wild Atlantic Way palette. This is so pretty. It's pretty much a monochromatic green palette, but we do have some pops of blues and some pops of golds in here, some neutrals, things like that. This is beautiful. This is one of the better quality palettes from the brand. It's big. If you love green, this palette's where it's at. This shade right here, which is called Malin Head, it looks like it's just like a muted, like pukey green. This is so vibrant and beautiful on the inner corner, on the lid, absolutely gorgeous. The shimmers in here are stunning. This is the good shimmer formula from the brand. I really do like it. I like the packaging. I like the color story of it. I like the pops of color. This is a good one from the brand. It's definitely up there. It's not my favorite, but it's definitely up there. Number 2 is the Adept Cyborg Choir palette. This palette is absolutely beautiful. First of all, we've only got 5 mattes in here. That's fine. The mattes are really nice. They work really nicely. This color is really pretty. It's like a charcoal gray. It's not quite a deep black, but I love that we have some pastel moments. We have some deeper shades. There's a lot of variance, but for me, it's the shimmers in here. We have holochromes, and they are beautiful holochromes. Let's see, this one up here, this one, and I think, yeah, this one right here. Those 3 are all holochromes, and they are so beautiful and shifty, and you can really see that holographic sparkle throughout them. They're smooth, they're beautiful. I don't have any issues with them. If you've watched me talk about my Adept shadows before, you know that I do have to use certain eyeshadow primers, but when I use those, I don't have any issues. But I absolutely adore this. It is a very blue and pink heavy palette, but we have this pop of green and this pop of yellow and these purples that just make it so much better. I've really enjoyed this. I've loved the looks that I've created, and I'm really excited to keep playing with this one. All right, coming in at number 1, have you figured it out? Because I knew without a shadow of a doubt this was going to be number 1 in this palette ranking, and that is the Nueva Vida palette from Gourmand Girls in collaboration with Steph's Beauty Stash. This palette is gorgeous. absolutely stunning. I love the color story in here. It screams summer to me. This green and this orange, they are the most vibrant neon shades I have ever played with. They're punchy, they're beautiful. They don't like fluff away when you put them on. The pigmentation is there and they're beautiful. These two shimmers are very toppy, but they're toppery, but they're shifty and they're beautiful. They just look so pretty on the lid. I love the color story in here. I love the quality. I'm excited for it. This palette is definitely one of those that is going to be a contender for my #1 palette of the year thus far. I can't see anything topping it, but we're only in April, so who knows what's to come. But this one's beautiful. If you've been thinking about it, if you even slightly want this palette, I highly suggest picking it up because it is limited edition. Once it's gone, it's gone. I doubt they'll bring it back. I don't know for sure about that, but it's beautiful. I love it. I'm so excited to have it, and I cannot wait to create more looks with it and play with it this summer. Alright, so that's going to complete this eyeshadow palette ranking. What did you think? Were you surprised by this? Do you have any of these palettes? What are your thoughts on some of these palettes? But I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know all of your thoughts down in that comment section. Let's light it up, have that conversation, and as usual, I want to thank you all so much for spending your time with me and watching my video. It does mean so much to me, and I truly appreciate it. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up before you leave. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell so that you can be notified of all my future posts here on my channel. I do post quite a few videos every single week, most days if not every day, and I wouldn't want you to miss one. But until my next video, have a good one. Bye.